Hello and welcome back to video number 2. This is a mixed media technique for bleaching backgrounds and other elements. Anything that is flat and you want some dimension to it, this technique is great for that, especially for backgrounds. So I also have put together a kit. It's in the shop. It is called Number 1 Scrapbooking Tutorial Kit. It has 4 pages of a PDF of these steps. It has a color palette, custom ink spot brushes that you would need to create your bleaching technique, and of course all the elements that I used to create this video. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to load our background that we're going to work with. This is in the kit, and you can go to File and Place. And let's see, they're right here in the elements here. I have several different things in the kit here. As you can see, there's all kinds of little paper scraps and textures and painted files. And anyway, this is the background that I'm using. You can use one of the other backgrounds. I've given you 4 total, or you can use one of your own backgrounds. Also, I have provided you with a color palette. There are 7 colors in here, which is this selection here, and I'll show you how to load that in a minute. These are the ink spot brushes, and I'll show you how to load that right now, along with a Word document and a Adobe PDF. Those are all in your kit. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is load our brushes, because that's what we're going to use. We're going to do the technique right away. We're going to go over here to our brush palette and grab our brush, and then we're going to come up here, and right here next to our default brushes, we're going to click this arrow and we're going to get this new menu. Then there's arrows right here. You can barely see them, but they're pointing to the right. There's 2 arrows. We're going to scroll down and we are going to go to Load Brushes and click that. Okay, well, maybe not. I seem to be having a problem with my software here. I'm using an older version of software, but I have done so much with this thing lately that it's getting slowed down. Anyway, I'll go back up here, go back over here to Pictures, where I'm storing all of my kits. Go to DSS Videos. And this one here, go back here. Sorry about this. I should have had this all taken care of already. So I've selected the ink spot brushes that are in your kit, and I said to load them. And then yes, so here are the brushes. There are how many? 6 different brushes. Okay. So what else I want to do now is I want to add a new layer, and I'm going to apply all of these brush spots to a new layer. So I'm going to go over here to the new layer icon and click on that, and you'll see I got a new layer. I want to go over here to where it says normal and the drop down menu to get my blending modes, and I want to scroll down or scroll up to screen, and that's the blending mode that this new layer now is going to be using. But I need to have that over the background, because when I apply the brushes to this, it's going to show up on the background. Okay, so all I did was simply click and drag it, hold down on the button and drag it up above the background. Okay, so now I'm going to come back over here to the brushes, make sure I have my brush tool selected, and I'm going to go to my color swatches. Okay, over here I have them in my palette over here on the right, but if you don't see them in yours, you can go up to Window and click Color Swatches, and you will have them on your workspace. Okay, I'm going to go to these double arrows here and click on that, and I'm going to drop down and add Load Swatches. Then again, I'm going to go and find my kit, and it's in DSS. All of these are going to be videos eventually. I'm working on them one at a time. Okay, so here's the color swatches, and I'm going to load that. Okay, there should be 7 new colors here, and also white and black. Okay, the black doesn't work too good on this technique. White works great, but you can use black if you have it on its own layer. You can play around with that. You can and just see what you get. Okay, right now we're going to be working with these 7 colors. I'm going to select the yellow first. Then I'm going to go up here to my brushes, and I'm going to let's just click on the first one. These are some large brushes. Okay, then I'm just going to come over here and I'm just going to click once. See what happened there? I have it set for a 30% opacity. You could change this as you like. Here is an 87%. That really shows a bleaching effect. 100% would even show more of a bleaching effect, and you can change the size of the brush. Okay, see, that's fairly large. I prefer to have that as a softer bleaching effect there. See the difference there? And this is with the color yellow. Okay, let's see what happens with the color green. Okay, I can go with another new layer. I don't have to, but I can, and I'm going to go back up here and scroll to screen. So this layer now will also be working on the screen blending mode. And this one, if I put it on 100%, it shows up almost as the way the yellow does. Okay, let's try the red and see what happens. Well, the red, it definitely gives you a different look. And let's change the brush. Let's add a different brush here. And we are just going to randomly, see, it's even got a red tint. We're going to randomly just add some bleaching effects here. And we're going to change the opacity again. We're going to change the size again. And just continue adding your ink spots. Change your colors. Let's try white this time. Let's go with the cream color and another ink spot here. And let's try another layer. And let's change that to screen. Okay, and let's see what happens. And just keep playing around and see what you like. And you don't have to just do it with on your background papers. You can also do it on other things too. You can go to these snippet papers that I have in the kit, and you can apply these textures, this effect to these also. You can add a new layer and screen that, and then apply. As you like. Okay, and that's the technique. Now what I would like to do is just continue building up my my layout here. Oh, come on, I have to be on that layer. Let me go here to this new layer and screen. Okay, there we go. Okay, and yes, it does go to the background, but if I were to go to Control G, hold down the Control key on your keyboard and press the G button, you'll see that all of those are now only applied to these snippets of paper, scraps of paper. So I can go in here now and go up 2 layers and scroll down to merge down, and it will blend just with that snippet of paper. Okay, and that way you can also alter your own layouts this way. And here, let's do it with this one, Control G, and then merge down. And now that snippet has been permanently changed with the ink spots on it. And then I will just continue to add the different elements that are in the kit to do the layout. Now these textures here, I can recolor those, change them to a different color. I can have them white or cream whichever I want, any color I want, simply by clicking on the magic wand tool over here, making sure that the texture layer is active. Click on the texture layer, select a color, go up to edit, fill. It is my foreground color, so I'm going to click OK. And then it changes that layer to the red that I selected. Or you can have it cream colored, whatever color you want. Just make sure that that is the active layer. Now this time I'm going to select the cream. Go back up here to edit and fill selection. And again, it is my foreground color, so I can click OK, and it will change the color. So you can do that. I showed you that in the first video, the one for the steampunk layout. And then we have the star, and this one, another little snippet of paper. Let's go back up here to the brush tool. Let's add another layer, and let's change that to a screen mode, and then apply. Let's go up here, drag that up here, and then we can apply a bleaching mode to that one also, and then click Control G and then merge down. Okay, and then also you might want to go back through here, and all of these layers, all of these paper layers, you might want to apply a drop shadow. I like to use the low drop shadows, but they can be changed. You can double click on the FX button to get a new pop-up, and you can add a new distance, you can add a different size, you can change the opacity to a darker shadow. Anyway, you can make all those adjustments as you go along, and that gives you depth and definition in your layout when you apply the drop shadows. And you can do it with these textures too. I'm not really crazy about that, but you can change the size of it, the distance, and alter it a little bit. You can change the direction of your shadow by using this here. You can see that changes the direction of the shadow. And of course the snippet, all of these will get a drop shadow. I will continue to build until we have the full layout. I usually don't apply a drop shadow to a word art, but in this case I'm going to, because I want that to really pop. And the stars, and you can change the color of the stars too, the same way that I did with the texture layer. Can move these things around and resize them. Everything's resizable. And then we will turn on this one, and there you have it. You might want to apply a shadow to that one also. Okay, and there you go. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will use this technique on a variety of things. Don't limit yourself. Try it on everything. I could even do it on this vintage image right here. Let's try. See what it will do. I'm still using the cream color. Let's just bleach it out. Now, I may not like that, the opacity of that. I can change it over here. Again, I can change it up here. And then use the Control G to merge. Control G. And then merge down. And there you have it. It's done. I hope you enjoyed this.